very good morning to you all. We are here today for the book release ceremony. This book titled Public Library System in India is edited by Dr. Jayaprakash, Murari, librarian BM's College, Ascom, Afsa, and by Mr. Ajit Faras, librarian Goa Multi-Faculty College, Dharbandora. It is a Festschrift volume in favor of Goa University's former librarian Dr. Gopakumar, who also happened to be the first HOD of the Department of Library Science at Goa University. Apart from all the distinguished personalities present here physically, we are also joined by few online dignitaries, including Dr. Gopakumar. The library is a temple of learning, and learning has liberated more people than all the wars in history. Quoting this one, I request Dr. Jayaprakash to kindly deliver the welcome speech.
Good morning to all. It gives me a great pleasure to welcome you all for the book releasing function. We have with us August gathering comprising of eminent personalities, academicians, librarians, research scholars and authors. Respected Vice-chancellor Professor Harilal Menon, Professor Janaradhan sir, Department of Botany, my beloved Principal of Dharbandora-Goa College and Research Center, Professor D.B. Arulkar sir, Professor Shaikh Parvez Al-Usmani sir, Principal of Goa Multi-Faculty College, and Dr. Murari Tapaswi sir, former librarian of National Institute of Oceanography, Dr. Gopakumar sir, former librarian of Goa University, authors, publisher of the book, and all my professional colleagues and dignitaries online as well as offline. I am very much delighted to have all the dignitaries on this auspicious day to release the book. The chief guest of the function, Professor Harilal Menon sir, is a well-known personality. He has been great well-wisher of research scholars and a source of inspiration to us. He travels extensively, and though extremely busy, he has been gracious enough to take off his busy schedule to attend this function. It is indeed my pleasure and honor to welcome you, sir. I am happy to welcome Professor Janaradhan sir, Department of Botany, Goa University. I feel privileged to welcome Professor Shaikh Parvez Al-Usmani sir, Principal, Goa Multi-Faculty College, Dharbandora. I consider it a great honor to welcome our senior professional colleague, Dr. Murari Tapaswi sir, former librarian of NIO. As you know, Dr. Gopakumar sir served the Goa University Library for just 11 years, but his influence can be felt not only in the campus but also throughout India. As an expert in various digital library software and digital content development tools, he was instrumental in establishment of Department of Library and Information Science at Goa University. Sir may be retired from Goa University, but still active in the profession as he conducts online webinars and workshops extensively and has been invited as a resource person in various national and international forums. As a tribute to him, we have brought out this Festschrift volume, that is Public Library System in India, edited by myself and Ajit Faras, forwarded by Professor J.P. Singh Jurel, Director of InfluNet, Gandhinagar. This book contains 27 chapters with more than 15 Indian states, status of public libraries and public library legislation, written by 13 professors from different state and central universities and 19 working librarians in various institutions. Overall, 32 authors have contributed to this book. To name a few, Dr. Ashok Y. Asundi, former professor and chairman, Department of Library and Information Science, Bangalore University. Dr. B. Shandraj, advisor to Commonwealth Learning and founder chair of Indian Public Library Movement. Dr. Gopakumar Srivatsau, mentor, International Network of Emerging Library Innovators and head of Government Divisional Public Library at Kota. When we began this work, I was very much doubtful about it. Since everywhere COVID-19 lockdown was implemented, several authors emailed stating that they were not able to access the required information to write a chapter. And few of the authors, after a month or two, shown their inability to write the book chapters, since they themselves were affected with the COVID-19 or the family members were COVID-19 positive. This is the negative aspect of the COVID-19, but this COVID-19 lockdown provided few of the authors with time and opportunity to write book chapters and do their research work with the available printed information as well as online resources. I personally feel that because of this COVID-19, I was able to finish this work of beautiful festive volume of Dr. Gopakumar sir. Once again, I express my heartfelt gratitude to all the authors for their contribution to this festive volume. And thank you once again to everyone for being here to grace this occasion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I request Mr. Ajit Faras to kindly welcome our Vice-chancellor, sir, and other dignitaries on the dais with bouquet of flowers. May I now request Dr. Murari Tapaswi to kindly introduce the book.
Namaskar. Professor Menon, Professor Janaradhan, Professor Shaikh, my colleagues who are all available online, and the editors of the book, Jayaprakash and my colleague Ajit Faras. It's a pleasure for me to speak about the book. Of course, when I speak about the book, naturally, I would say something about Dr. Gopakumar as well. Of course, in very short, because I already written part of the my feelings about Dr. Gopakumar in the book. This book, I happened to see this book about a fortnight before, and my views about Dr. Gopakumar concretized by that, saying that he is a person who has a very, very large network. So many people who are his colleagues, and what we see the list of authors that you find, they are all distributed all over India, not only India, even there are authors from outside the country, and that's how, and that's the love that they show to Dr. Gopakumar as such by contributing to this particular book. As Dr. Jayaprakash said just now, that it's difficult during such pandemic time, which is none of us are so much experienced, I would say, I mean, not prepared for it, and then still such occasions have taken place, and this is one such occasion that a contact is made to several potential authors, and the potential authors have responded, contributing to this particular book as such. There are different kinds of libraries that exist. The research libraries devoted to the research organizations. There are academic libraries, especially for the institutions of higher education that are devoted to, and the public libraries, which are, I mean, that's something, the three kinds that are normally understood as such. The public libraries in India are, I would say, a neglected area, in fact, because working in public libraries is not so attractive for the professional librarians because of the salary structures that are available, and therefore you don't find at times good librarians that are available in public libraries as such. So is the case with the finances and for the resources in the libraries as such. The finances in the public libraries are bigger. Of course, the finances in all sorts of libraries are bigger. I would say the first ask comes from the library when there are financial crunches in the organizations or any setup as such. But then in the public library, at least in the organization, what happens is this, that there are select users, the focused users, and the focused topics of interest that particular organization has. But that doesn't happen with the public libraries. Public libraries, the user group are very diverse, and finally what it reads, confines to, is that the readership or the users are mostly visiting public libraries for the purpose of entertainment as such. Okay, so that's the current scenario that's very normally, generally seen in the public libraries of India as such. Okay, what we also notice is this, that there is a good number of researchers that are coming up in the field of library and information sciences, but there is not much research that is being done on the public libraries. No research or little research or little innovation that we notice in the case of public libraries. So I was looking into the Google Books, and I said that let me find out that what many books that are available on the public library systems in India as such in the past. And to my surprise, I noted that the last book that is published on this topic of interest in India is 30 years before. And fortunately, that book was also as a Festschrift volume honoring Professor Ramakrishnan Nair, who was the head of the Department of University of Kerala, Department of Library Science there. Okay, so and interestingly, the title of that Festschrift volume is also Public Library System in India, which is the title of this particular book as such. Okay, so after 30 years, this particular book and this particular topic, I would say, is getting published. So naturally, there is a lot of time that has gone in, and everyone would expect that yes, there is a need to update the information on this particular vertical field as such. And yes, in 1990s, when the previous book was published, the last book was published, there were only 8 states who had a library legislation undergone, the Public Library Act. Okay, today the situation is different. There are 21 states and union territories who have enacted the Library Act as such. So there is a big change. There is a big change in these 30 years. So naturally, it is worth taking stock of the changes that have taken place during such time, and therefore I feel that the topic that was selected by the editors is very apt, and it's a need of the day actually, right? As Professor Jayaprakash said, there are 27 articles in this particular book, and there is a mix of articles from the states where the Public Library Act has been enforced, and there are certain states where the Public Library Act has not been enforced. So it's interesting to check whether the Public Library Act has made any difference. There are 5 articles among the 27 which are of general nature as public library system. One on the RRLF, that is Rajaram Library Foundation. One on the digital divide, which is very broad topic. And the one my colleague Ajit Faras has done comparison of all the legislations in the 21 states and union territories. That's one. And one author speaks about the historical perspective of the public libraries in India as such. As I mentioned to you initially, that our colleagues from the public libraries are not that active in the research and the development areas as such, experimentations as such. Naturally, what we see in this particular book that reflects that there are about 32 authors who have contributed to this particular 27 articles, and 16 of them are from the academic field. They are the teachers in the university or the colleges and the research scholars. There are 12 practicing librarians in academic libraries, and there are only 4 library professionals from public libraries. So that itself shows a paradox. You see, we are all talking on the public libraries, but the persons contributing to this particular book are from non-public library field as such. Okay, so that's something that I realized as such, and that we don't know. We need to change this scenario. We librarians who work from the academic sector or research sector, we need to take them along with us, and not that we should leave them away. Because finally, if you are going to speak on a particular library system, the public library system, it is they who have been there and they who are involved in it. So the activities, they would speak something with their, and we look at the public libraries as probably from outside. We are not plunged into the area that are the problems that they face as such. So that's something I felt as such. The most significant papers that are liked among these are a couple of papers which are not confined to a particular state as such. That I should mention is the one on the digital divide. Yes, of course, it's a theoretical paper, no doubt about it, but it tells what should be the standard of public libraries as such, and that could set as an example for the libraries that should go on trade. There are this particular the topic on the digital divide. The author says that IFLA had set up 4 parameters. One is the community network partners. Okay, the partnership of the community network in development of public libraries, which is most important. In fact, Janaradhan, the father of library science in India, he defined public libraries as the libraries owned and maintained by the public. Okay, this is the definition that he did, said it in 1950s. That definition still, stands valid. And the FLA also says in 2020 the same thing. That is the community that's important, who should get involved, whose involvement is extremely essential in development of public libraries as such. So that's one aspect of that. The second is the public libraries should act as a local information service. This is something I always tell people that today the libraries, we must change the face of libraries as such. It's not only a stock house or a place for the books, but it's a place for the information. Okay, and that's the varied nature of information, the information requirements of the community around, or if it is confined to an organization, the users of that particular organization. That's how the libraries should tackle. So that's another important aspect. The ICT, that's something that's always top of the day. And then yes, we must, and the public libraries especially must take care of this. Now I'll just give you an example. It's said by 2030s there are going to be 30 crore senior citizens in India. Okay, and the senior citizens are not so well versed with the ICT tools and techniques as such. Today, the mobile phones have been the place for everything, and it is very, very essential that fear of not using the new technology must be removed from the minds of the people. And we cannot work today without use of mobile. Everyone has mobile phones in their hands, but they are not fully exploiting the usage of that. And the IFLA had very specifically mentioned this, that the ICT literacy should be one of the functions of the public libraries as such. Okay, the support service center. That's something. That's another focus on the discussion in the digital divide. So these are some of the aspects that particular paper has pointed out, and I always feel that the public libraries or the practicing librarians over there and we librarian colleagues who are involved in the public library movement should support these activities, and then say that it goes forward. The second aspect, the second paper that I liked is of course of Ajit Faras, who has been a co-author with there is another author over there, which is a comparison of all acts that's done, the public library acts in India. And it's something, a very good contribution. I like that very much, because at one single place you get to know what are the different acts that are in place, and then what are the positives and negatives of those acts. Of course, I would have liked to see the information in a tabulated form rather than in a descriptive form, because it gets quickly highlighted the positives and negatives of the act as such. The papers that deal with the state libraries, I was looking for what is the innovative thing that those libraries, those states are doing as such. And I was a little upset to see that there are only few states, at least the papers have mentioned, of usage of ICT techniques in their library functions. They talk only of the number of books in the libraries, number of users, or the funding and the staff scenario, etc., etc. But then what is today essential is that how new ideas that you are bringing in the public library as such. So there are the papers from Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Goa, Meghalaya, Delhi, Rajasthan. These are the only states which have a mention about the usage of ICT techniques in their libraries as such. And that's something that needs to be seriously looked into. Very interesting thing that I noticed is from paper from a Tamil Nadu state is the establishment of a readers forum. Okay, so that's something that the IFLA indicates that yes, you have to build a community network, and that's where I found this is something that other libraries, other states should also take this idea and go ahead as such. There is a mention of unique collection in the Delhi public libraries as such, in the form of CDs and DVDs. So that's something that I found it very different. The Delhi public libraries are also largely on the social media. That's what has been emphasized over there, which I like very much, because that's something that they are looking forward. They are trying to get the community together as such. The most important thing that I like among this, the papers from the present, the state status are the Tamil Nadu. Of course, Tamil Nadu is one state as number one in the development of libraries as such, and also is a state where the first library act came in place. The authors have very specifically mentioned the Kannamara Public Library and the Anna Centenary Library about it. And what I like most is this, that it even takes it as I would have liked much more information on that. But what I noticed is this, that the author mentions that there is a braille section in the Anna Centenary Library, and 1,600 users have been using that. Oh, that's something that I really never realized, that there can be that much of readership or usership of the braille library as such. There are, of course, it's not only braille, but the different abled people, the audio facilities are also being provided, and they are using those facilities as well. And the paper goes ahead in saying that of those 1,600, 175 users have obtained a government job. I was so this kind of statistics really helps in indicating the real use of the public libraries as such. There is one more mention about the Tamil Nadu library, which is very, very apt and very useful, is that there is an old book reading section there, and that old book reading section size has been moved based on the demand from 46 to 166 today. And that's something you see in the large cities. You would notice there are now private places where the students are going and studying, sitting in cubicles and studying something, because they don't have quiet place at home. They don't have internet connectivity at home. So that's something that is a great opportunity for the public libraries to follow this idea as such. So that's something another good thing that I like very much. The paper from about Goa, Goa State Central Library is one of the best example of public libraries, and this kind of facilities do exist in State Central Library of Goa as well. And I know now Dr. Carlos Fernandez, who has moved to the Department of Library Science in Goa University, who was the curator of that library over there. I used to be a frequent visitor to that library, and I was noticing over there also the number of readers increasing in the own book reading section. They have places and they have rooms also, dedicated rooms for the readers who can come and sit and read and study their own things. So that's something very useful kind of facilities. Of course, Goa Central Library has many more modern facilities and utilities as such. But I expected that there should have been much said on that in the paper from Goa as such. Right? There are some states. Yes, I would also like to quote the example of Gujarat. Gujarat has specifically mentioned, the paper from Gujarat has mentioned the sections, different sections for different class of readers. There are women's libraries, there are children's libraries, there are libraries of toys also. That's something a very novel idea. That they are providing toys to children and not only the books as such. Right? So there is the Bal Bhavan of Gujarat is under the control of public libraries. That's something very innovative. That's something very innovative. The mobile children's library also, as they mentioned. These are some very innovative ideas that I learned from this particular book as such. Well, there are other states who have mentioned something that's not something that's very encouraging, but they should follow the steps, go ahead, what is happening good elsewhere, and they should follow that path. Okay, so that's something that's the wonderful book that the content that has come out, I liked as such. Almost every article describing the states starts with the library legislations in India. Okay, so there is a repetition of information. Okay, and the authors don't know what other authors are writing. So there is likelihood of repetition of information, no doubt about it. But as an editor, you should have, I felt, ensured that there is a consistency in it. One of the editors wrote a paper on the library legislation. And interestingly, what I find is that he mentions, the authors in that particular paper mentioned that there are 29 states and 7 Indian territories. Whereas one paper which mentions the historical perspective and they again comes from the library legislation, they mention 31 states and 5 Indian territories. So there is disparity among all this data that has been described over there. And you notice the same case, the paper in the Ajit, Faras and Parvez book article says that there are 18 states which have gone for the library legislation, and the Assumption paper says there are 20 states who have gone for the library. The editors should have looked into that and check what is right and what is not. And both of you are right, no doubt about it. But what is not done is this: the split of the states is not taken care of. So, for example, Andhra Pradesh has been split to Telangana and Andhra. And Telangana has adopted that library legislation which was there in the Andhra Pradesh. So it's a state, a new state with library legislation. So it should have been taken care of. That's what I felt. As a librarian, as this is a book on honoring a professional librarian by the librarians, and I'm sure the readers are also going to be the librarians, okay, or the library professionals. Our strengths are classification and cataloging. It's not only book classification and cataloging. We must apply our minds to classify everything that comes in front of us. Okay, I felt, why not this articles have been grouped or classified into the several different sections? Okay, and of course there is no harm as such, but then it shows our professionalism in it. Okay, so always with libraries, there's some strain. Classification, cataloging, and the organization is our strain, and we must show it at every place wherever we go ahead. So that's something that I felt that it should have been taken care of. Well, the book, if you see, the book will be released very soon by the Vice-chancellor, who himself is a researcher for quality publications. Okay, so he matters quality a lot. And the book has come up very well, very impressive. I must congratulate the publisher for that particular purpose. Very good quality paper, very good printing, and the cover design, etc. Wonderfully done. And whosoever are involved, if the editors are also involved, I must congratulate you for that. The book is quite comprehensive, 200 plus pages. Okay, so this much of information after 30 years is a big source of information for everyone. I'm pretty sure that publisher must have studied all this. There is going to be a wonderful market for this particular book, and because this is again being brought after 30 years of time span, and so I'm sure all universities and the libraries, other libraries, public libraries are going to buy this book. And I must congratulate Dr. Gopakumar at this particular point of time. He really deserves his superannuation by way of presenting this book by the contribution of the authors and the editors. Of course, a lot of work has been gone in there, no doubt about it, and that's something, an opportunity for we all librarians and library professionals to look into the contents of it and make use of it. Thank you so much.
That was a thorough detailed introduction, sir. Thank you so much. May we now move forward to the main part of this function. I request Vice-chancellor, sir, to kindly release the book. Requesting our Vice-chancellor, sir, to kindly address the gathering.
Good morning. My respected colleagues who are assembled today for this big function. At the outset, let me congratulate Dr. Jayaprakash and Dr. Ajit for this wonderful book. In fact, I had gone through the book and then I realized that it's a comprehensive information of the public library system across the country. And I would also see that one of the, the paper is on the building by the public library system, as far as the digital device. That's also one of the important papers I have seen. And I find that this book would certainly be one of the best which could be used by those students who are going for research in the field of library science. And at this juncture, I think if I don't mention one name, I won't be completing my responsibility. I take this also opportunity that this book is really a befitting, what would I say? What I should say about it? Befitting tribute, I would say. Let's say befitting tribute to Dr. Gopakumar, who has been working as a one-man army. He has been, ever since he joined here, he has been working relentlessly, I would say that. He was taking a lot to see that the library is set up in the proper direction, and then he was instrumental in establishing our the program in library science. And he has been, I think, what I understood is that he has been teaching single-handedly, and then now it's a full-fledged department. So for that, a big approach to Dr. Gopakumar. And then I don't have anything much to add to this book because my dear colleague Dr. Tapaswi has already dissected this, and he has explained about all the positive aspects. At the same time, as a perfect researcher, worked in area for a long time, he had also come out with the cons. So both things have been discussed. At the, finally, I would, they wish both the editors to come out with more and more books like this so that it would be useful for all the generations that come in the library science. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Requesting Professor Janaradhan sir to kindly share.
Thank you very much. Honorable Vice-chancellor, sir. Dr. Tapaswi, Professor Shaikh, our leaders, Dr. Jayaprakash and Dr. Ajit, and everyone who is attending this particular program to Google Meet, including our dear Dr. Gopakumar. And as mentioned by our previous speakers, this is a befitting farewell, this Festschrift volume in honor of Dr. Gopakumar. And such a wonderful title. Actually, I like this because today I am here because of the public library. I have been a reader, everyday visitor to Kanimara Public Library for 6 years. Ever since my BSc till I completed my MPhil program. And I am a product of public library, to put it very precisely. And it's a very important thing because institutional libraries, research libraries, academic libraries, once you reach that status, they will be open. But for everyone, only public libraries are available. And it's a great contribution, I would say. And already since book is released, book has been very well commented by our great Professor Dr. Tapaswi and Vice-chancellor spoke. I would not take much time, but my heart goes to Dr. Gopakumar. This is the love based on his network, based on his subject knowledge, based on his attitude, everything. People loved it. That is why this book has come. And I congratulate him on this occasion. And I also congratulate the editors for taking this initiative and the publisher who brought out this. And all the authors. It's not that easy being confined at home during a pandemic, coming out with some authentic information. And salute you all. And thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
A very good morning to one and all. Respected Vice-chancellor sir, Professor Janaradhan, Professor Tapaswi, Dr. Jayaprakash, Mr. Ajit, Faras, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I would like to congratulate the editors of this particular book, Public Library System in India, Mr. Ajit, Faras, and Dr. Jayaprakash. In fact, I had been with these two librarians for quite long. Dr. Jayaprakash was with me at DMC, and Ajit Faras now at Goa Faculty College. We have been told about the content of the book. It is nicely dissected by Dr. Tapaswi. But one thing I would like to tell because I am dealing with the college and all, like it's a responsibility or a great challenge for a librarian to see that the youngsters, especially our students, how they are attracted or how they can be attracted to the library. Nowadays, I'm sorry, I'm afraid to tell, the reading habit has been dying among the youngsters, especially the students. Now it's our duty to see that they are naturally attracted towards the library, and also what are the e-resources we can give it to the students across because of pandemic situation. I would not take much of your time. Again, I congratulate both the authors for having come out with this wonderful book. It will be very, very informative for all the readers, and I wish them all the best. I take your leave. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. All good things must come to end, and as we end, I request Mr. Ajit Faras to kindly propose the words of thanks.
Very good morning to all. Before I conclude my words of thanks, I request Dr. Gopakumar sir to kindly say a few words. Dr. Gopakumar sir.
Respected Vice-chancellor, Professor Janaradhan, Dr. Tapaswi, Professor Shaikh, Jayaprakash, and Ajit. Thank you very much for this wonderful function and the love and affection that you have shown to me. I'm very happy, and I have no words to express. My sincere thanks to all those who have got involved in this function. In fact, I am happy here with my family. That's all. I have a lot of good memories about Goa. Thank you very much. Nothing more I have to say. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of DMS College, Asgaon, and Goa Medical Faculty College, Dharbandora, and Goa City, I am honored to propose vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. Respected Honorable Vice-chancellor, Professor Harilal, Menon, our sincere and heartfelt gratitude to you for gracing this function. Thank you, sir. I am grateful to Dr. Murari Tapaswi, retired chief scientist, CSR NIO, for sparing his valuable time. Thank you much, sir, and also guiding us and also educating us. Thank you, sir. I also thank Professor Janaradhan, sir, for being with us. Thank you, sir. I express my deep gratitude to both the principal, Dr. D.B. Arulkar, and Dr. Shaikh Parvez, sir. Thank you, sir. Special thanks to Dr. Gopakumar for guidance and motivations and helping us every time. Thank you very much, sir, for believing in us also. Thank you, sir. Before concluding, let me express my sincere gratitude to all the contributors of the book, creative book publishers, journalistic staff, DDS staff, and also anchor, and also distinguished guests and all the audience for making this a day a great success. Thank you all very much.